Prologue: Cowboy Games Gone Bad. The golden sun slowly dipped behind the thin clouds sitting atop Crown Butte, across the Missouri River west of Bismarck, North Dakota. Even though the 260-mile cattle drive from Brandon in Manitoba, Canada, had taken just over a week, the cowboys preferred to do it on horseback rather than in a half-day via train cars. Many of the ways of the Old West had gone by the way of computers, trucks, and trailers, but the owners of the Lazy S Ranch were leading the way to holding on to the old ways as long as they could. Fred Stevens inherited the 640 acres from his dad, who'd inherited it from his dad. The Stevens name and the Lazy S Ranch were well-respected names in this area of North Dakota. Tens of thousands of cattle had been run through the ranch over the years and the decades, delivering a significant impact to the local economy. Fred and his wife Norma were humble and generous people, always willing to help anyone in need, even if it was a stranger passing through town who needed a bus ticket or meal. The Stevens were good people. It had become an annual tradition that the cattle drive party would be held at the Lazy S Ranch, and so it was that cowboys from ranches all over the area showed up Friday night to celebrate, party, and be thankful that the drive had gone off without a hitch. Yes, one of the steers had fallen into a ditch, broken a leg, and had to be put down and left there. But for the most part, it was a safe and successful drive. The sound of Fred ringing the triangle, usually the call for dinner, got everyone's attention. "Is it dinner time?" a couple of young newbies asked as they joined the throng making its way to the large barbecue pit. "In a way," Timmy Lee answered as he cocked his head slightly to the left. "But it's more of just getting everyone together to raise a toast and offer congratulations for a successful cattle drive." Timmy's eyes rolled as a smirk came across his face. "Rookie," he muttered under his breath as he turned to his lifelong friend, Billy Knox. "Everybody's got to have a first time," Billy responded as his mouth opened widely and yawned. "Long week," he added. "Yep," Timmy replied. "A week without beer or women. When was the last time we did that? Junior high? That's too long ago for me to remember." Timmy and Billy grabbed plastic cups and pulled draft beers from two of the many iced kegs near the pit and gathered around as Fred picked up the microphone. He looked out at the crowd, smiled, and waved. There was no rush. It was still early evening. Timmy looked and saw a few of the younger ones drinking their beers. "Rookies," he said again as he shook his head. "They just don't know the traditions yet," Billy said softly. One of the cattle drive party unspoken traditions was that there was no beer drinking until the host said his opening remarks and raised his own glass. The murmur died down as the group had gotten a beer and settled in. "What a great drive," Fred Stevens said into the microphone as the crowd cheered. Fred smiled as he continued, "I've spoken with all the ranchers, and some are here with us tonight. Well, they all said you guys did a great job. And gals," one of the cowgirls shouted. "You are absolutely correct, young lady. Thank you. Times are changing, and it's not just cowboys anymore. So, while your beer is still cold, let's all raise a glass and thank our Lord Almighty for watching over all our cowboys and cowgirls." Fred raised his glass of root beer to the cheers of the crowd. "Cheers," he added. "Party time!" was yelled by a few of the seasoned cowhands, and the party was officially underway. Lights atop tall poles provided ample illumination as the sun's rays slipped away and the purple and pink clouds lost their color and became gray. Even the gray clouds started to blend in with the darkening sky. The smell and the sizzling of steaks cooking over the open fire surmounted the normal prominent odors of a working cattle ranch. But everyone here knew that cattle odor was the smell of money, and this year held a particularly good smell. People got in fast-moving lines for steaks, beans, salads, and, of course, beer. The annual party was a time for reacquainting, for making new friends, for bragging about bonuses, and for blowing off steam.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.